Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's practice will be a great way to wind down at the end of the day and a good way to stretch a bit before bedtime. So we'll go ahead and get started. And we'll start down on our backs today. So you can come all the way down and bringing the feet about hips width distance apart and just bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And you can bring both hands to belly, both hands to heart, one hand to heart, one hand to belly. And then, as always, we'll take our 3 deep breaths to settle into the space and into the practice, inhaling fully through the nose and exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. Inhaling fully, deep belly breath. And let it go. Final time, deepest breath you've taken all day. And let it go. And then you can blink the eyes open if you brought them to a close. You're also welcome to keep the eyes closed as we'll be down on our backs for a few moments. So we'll send the arms overhead, taking a big stretch, stretching through the fingers. And then we'll bring either hand to either elbow and just allow the elbows to be heavy here. And then switching the cross of the arms, so opposite arm is on top. And once again, just letting the elbows and the shoulders be heavy. And exhaling to release the arms back towards center. We'll pull the knees in toward the chest, and you can find a little rock side to side, just giving the back a massage. And finding your way back towards center. You might have to scooch the hips a little over toward the left, and then let the knees fall over toward the right, taking a twist. You can bring the arms to a T. And depending on the depth of the stretch that you want, you can look over toward the right. You can look up toward the sky. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can look over toward your left. And exhaling to release, coming back towards center. We'll take it to the other side. You might have to scooch the hips a little over toward the right, and then let the knees fall over toward the left. Once again, arms to a T if you'd like. And you can look over toward the left. You can look up toward the sky, or a deeper stretch, look over toward the right. And then exhaling to release, coming back towards center. And once again, you can roll over toward the right, press yourself up, and then find your way to all fours, coming into tabletop. So wrist under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhaling to lift the chest, lift the tailbone, belly softens, we look forward. And exhale to round the spine, press the earth away, chin toward chest. Inhale, heart lifts. And exhale, round. And just taking that a few more times at your own pace. Maybe with every inhale, the chest lifts a little higher. Maybe with every exhale, the spine rounds a little deeper. And exhaling to release, coming back to a neutral spine, and then just taking whatever movements feel good. So it can be circles with the hips, with the torso. You can do circles with the body, rolls with the spine. Just do whatever feels intuitive, whatever it feels like your body needs. And then just take that movement, whatever you chose, in the opposite direction. And exhaling to release, coming back towards center. We take a big breath in here. And on the exhale, we start to sit the hips back toward the heels, maybe bring the knees a little wider, maybe even as wide as the mat, toes to touch, arms long, forehead to mat, coming into child's pose. And just allowing the hips to be heavy back toward the heels here, letting the whole body be heavy. And then we'll take a little flow here into up dog. So on our inhale, we roll the body forward, lowering the hips, and you can tuck the toes or you can send the tops of the feet down toward the mat. And the knees and the thighs are lifted here. Everything is lifted, shins, knees, thighs, and up dog. And then exhale, we lower the knees and we press it back, child's pose. 2 more times. Inhale, we roll forward, upward facing dog. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, press it back, child's pose. Final time, inhale, up dog. And exhale, child's pose. And this time we inhale, we come forward and we come all the way down to the belly. We're coming into Sphinx pose. So we come up onto the forearms. The elbows are about shoulder width distance apart. We spread the fingers wide, we press the earth away, and at the same time we pull the chest through, and you can look forward or you can look down toward the top of the mat if that doesn't feel so good, on the back of the neck. An option to stay here if you want to go a little further. We'll take a big breath in, we make sure the lower belly is pulled in, and then we start to straighten the arms, coming into seal pose. And exhale to release. If you straighten the arms, coming all the way back down to the belly. And moving into gecko pose, we're going to bring the hands wide. Likely they'll be off of the mat. Fingers are wide. The elbows are facing up as much as you can get them. Making sure the lower belly is pulled in. We're pressing into tops of feet, tops of thighs. We inhale, we lift the chest, starting to straighten the arms. And you can keep a bend in the arms. They don't have to be straight, but you can straighten them if you'd like. And again, you can look forward or you can look down toward the top of the mat. And we exhale to let it go. 2 more times. Inhale, we lift, gecko pose. And exhale, release. Final time, inhale. And exhale. And then we'll take a little stretch here into the shoulder. So we're going to send the right hand out toward the left side of the room. And the left arm is going to cross over the right, and you're going to send the left fingertips out toward the right side of the room. You might have to scooch forward a little bit because you want to make sure that the chest is on top of the biceps, on top of the arms as much as you can get them. And then just let the whole body relax here. Let the body be heavy. And we'll let this go and we'll switch sides. So the opposite arm is on the bottom. So left arm is on the bottom now. Right arm is on the top. And once again, you can use the fingertips to pull the arms further out or pull the hands further out toward the opposite sides of the room. Might have to walk the body forward so the chest is over the biceps. And let the body be heavy. And we exhale to let it go. And then go ahead and find your way back onto your back like we started. Coming into bridge pose, so we bend the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. Feet are about hips width distance apart, and you can reach down with the fingertips for the heels if you'd like. On the inhale, we press into all four corners of the feet, lift the hips, coming into bridge pose. Making sure the tailbone is long, and you're welcome to interlace hands below the low back, maybe rolling the upper arms under the body. We keep lifting through hips. We draw the chest up toward the chin. And exhale to let it go. Hips to the mat. We send the knees side to side like windshield wipers. And coming back towards center. Moving into reclined pigeon, the right ankle crosses over the left knee, and we want to make sure to flex this right foot. And you can stay here if this is enough. Otherwise, you can start to pull the legs in toward the chest, and you can interlace hands behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. And think about pressing that right knee toward the front of the mat or toward the front of the room. Maybe you pull the legs a little closer in toward the chest. Tailbone is long, so the lower back is on the mat. And we'll go straight into a twist. So this right sole of the foot will fall over toward left side body. And you can reach down with the right hand for the left foot if you'd like. And you can also reach with this left hand for the right foot, coming into this little pretzel shape, getting a deeper twist. And we exhale to release, coming back towards center. We'll just switch sides. So the right sole of the foot comes down. We place that left ankle over right knee. And again, you can stay here, or you can bring the legs in toward the chest, interlacing hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin, making sure to flex that left foot, pressing that left knee away from you energetically or even manually. Pulling legs closer in toward the chest maybe, but keeping the tailbone long so the lower back is still grounded. And then we'll take that twist to the other side, letting the legs fall over toward the right side of the mat. And again, you can reach down with right hand for left foot and left hand for right foot. And exhaling to release, coming back towards center. We'll keep the left leg bent, keeping the left sole of the foot down on the mat. And then we'll send the right leg up toward the sky. And you can interlace hands behind the thigh, even behind the calf. You can even reach up for the foot if you'd like. And then maybe you take some circles with this ankle. And then circles in the opposite direction. And then we'll start to extend this left leg long toward the back of the mat. And then keep sending the right leg up toward the sky. Maybe you start to pull that right leg or that right thigh closer in toward the belly. And the leg doesn't have to be straight. You can have a bend in the knee. And then we'll start to bend this right knee, bring it closer in toward the chest, and we'll reach with the two-piece fingers for the right big toe. And if you can't quite grab it, that's totally fine. You can use a strap or a belt loop or even like a robe tie if you have one, and you can loop the sole of the foot. And then we'll start to extend this right leg out toward the right side of the room. So again, this leg doesn't have to be straight. You can keep a bend in it. The most important thing is that we keep this left hip as heavy as we can. So maybe the leg doesn't go far. You're also welcome to rest the leg or the foot on a couch or on a chair. Just coming into reclined, hand to big toe. And we exhale to let it go, coming back towards center, and we'll switch sides. So the right sole of the foot comes down, and we send that left leg up toward the sky. And again, you can interlace hands behind the thigh, behind the calf, or you can reach up for the foot if you'd like. And then if you did it on the other side, taking some circles with the ankle. And circles in opposite direction. And then we'll extend the right leg long. Keep sending the left leg up toward the sky. Maybe start to pull the thigh closer in toward the belly. Reminder that you can bend this knee. Doesn't have to be straight. And then we'll bend the left knee, bringing it closer in toward the chest. We'll reach for the left peace fingers for the left big toe, or again, you can loop the sole of the foot with a strap or a belt or a robe tie. And then we'll start to extend that left leg out toward the left side of the room. Try to keep this right hip as heavy as you can. And if you did it on the other side, you're also welcome to let the foot rest on a chair or on the side of the couch. And we exhale to release, coming back towards center. Moving into happy baby, we bring both knees in toward the chest. We bring the knees wide, and you can reach for the outer edges of the feet, the inner edges, the two big toes, or if you can't quite reach, you can always just reach for the ankles. And you can find stillness, or you can find a little rock side to side. Tailbone is long, so the lower back is on the mat. And we exhale to let it go, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And then one by one, we send the legs long toward the back of the mat. And you can just let the feet be heavy, let them sway out. And just go ahead and bring the hands wide, maybe as wide as the mat or as wide as they need to be, so that the backs of the shoulders can fully relax and the palms are facing up. And just taking these final moments here and checking in with the body, seeing how you feel in comparison to the start of the practice. And just allowing the practice to settle over the body, maybe release any remaining tension that you might be holding on to in the face and the jaw and the neck or shoulders. And just let everything soften here and be heavy and supported by the earth beneath us. You're welcome to pause this video and stay here as long as you'd like. Otherwise, we'll begin to deepen the breath, filling the belly, and start to wiggle fingers and toes, circle wrists and ankles. Maybe take a big stretch like you do in the morning, sending the arms up and overhead, stretching through the fingers and then stretching through the toes. And then bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat, rolling over toward the right side. For a moment, just using the right arm as a pillow, just letting our bodies know that we've reached the end of this practice. And then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, bringing the palms to touch at heart center, and you can bring the eyes to a close if that feels safe. And we'll end just as we started with 3 deep breaths, inhaling fully through the nose and exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. Inhaling fully. Let it go. Final time, deepest breath you've taken all day. And let it go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up as it helps me immensely. And let me know how the practice went for you in the comment section below. And you can also let me know where you're practicing from. If you have a friend that you think might enjoy this video, please share it with them. If you'd like to support my channel and help me to continue making videos like this, you can buy me a tea, and peppermint is my favorite, just in case you were wondering. And you can also support me via Patreon, and that information is in the description box below. Once again, I thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a good rest of the evening wherever you are in the world. And until next time, be well. Bye.